Hey man, you know what's going on, man. MDT Finesse, Casa de Finesse. We're gonna keep on popping it. We're gonna keep on rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you ain't been here before, tap in. We're gonna elevate to the highest level of elevation. You know, we're gonna give y'all some game, we're gonna give y'all some music, but the most important thing we're gonna do is try to help everybody elevate and grow together. You feel me? Now, somebody asked me in my DM, like, man, sometimes you be talking so crazy. Why you always talking crazy about people? Now listen, pause. 9 times out of 10, when I'm talking crazy to somebody, that's because I want them to do better. When I'm talking about a crazy situation, that's because I probably already been in it. And possibly when I'm talking to somebody and giving them advice and motivation, even if I'm speaking in a crazy manner, I'm speaking because I done dealt with this, and I might not just be speaking to you, I'm also speaking to me. You feel me? See, the problem is, and this is what I was thinking about earlier when I was working out. Everybody try to paint the picture and portray like they are the perfect type of person, the perfect type of influencer, the perfect type of individual. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the faking. When I'm on my Instagram, all I see is faking. A bunch of people faking. You feel me? I try to be authentically authentic at all times, no matter what the scenario, what the situation is. I always be myself. You feel me? And I'm not perfect, you know. So if you hear me popping it, um, I'm popping it for a purpose. I might not just be talking to you. I'm talking to me. I might have originally made the video that I was making because I was talking about a situation that I'm currently going through or dealing with. You know, see, this is where everybody get it misconstrued, right? When you if you ever get to a certain status of money in your life, everybody thinks that you got it all figured out. But that's far from the truth. And you can look at people right now that's going through current events. I respect those people. I respect the Adrian Broners, and I done been around Adrian Broner a multitude of different times, multiple different places. Me and Adrian Broner have been around each other, you know what I'm saying? They've been in the clubs together, they had shots together, all types of situations and transpire. I done seen them from Houston to Miami to Vegas. But you know what I respect? I respect somebody who can accept their flaws and don't gotta be fake and can show the world that, hey, I'm finna bounce back. I'm gonna figure it out no matter what. That's what I respect. I respect individuals. They ain't gotta fake it behind the money because there's people with money that's going through all types of problems. You feel me? I heard the boy King Yellow, on the gram. Shout out him. You feel me? Um, just giving the world his explanation and his current situation, and you got people that's laughing at that, but it take a man to actually take accountability of, I've been the one doing everything to myself. You feel me? That's why I got a video saying that sometimes you got to tap yourself on the shoulder and tell yourself to get out your own way, because it's always you versus you. If you doing something in your life and you know that it's wrong, well, guess what? You the type of person that obviously wants better. Because if you didn't care about nothing, then you wouldn't be hard on yourself every time you doing something wrong. You feel me? And that's the type of person that I am. I look at situations in life, right? And I be like, okay, and pause for a minute. I'm speaking about people who getting a lot of money. You feel me? When you a person that's getting a lot of money, people overlook your flaws because you getting money. But if you go out and you pop bottles and drink alcohol 24 hours a day, that's a flaw. And you know why it's a flaw? Because if you are standing in the way of being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You feel me? Everybody got vices. People got gambling problems. People got tricking problems. You feel me? People got drinking problems. People got work problems. Everybody got vices. Everybody got things that they addicted to. Video games, motherfucker want to play PlayStation all day, don't want to do nothing else, don't want to get no money, don't got nothing going on. Nah, man, you get on the game after you get done handling your business. You feel what I'm saying? So everybody got vices, everybody got problems. But people with money, they problems get overlooked because you be like, oh, well, he has money. So since he has money, it's okay for him to do the things he does until the things that he's doing are affecting his life. Now, once they start affecting his life, oh, now Adrian Broner an alcoholic. What's wrong with him? But y'all wasn't saying that when he was around here balling. But when you get to see the clear picture on who he is, and what he's doing. And if he continue on the path that he's going, that's a sign of resilience when you can see a man accept accountability for his flaws and bounce back. You know what I'm saying? And tell you, this is how I fell off. This is how I got into this situation. And this is how I'm not going to get into this situation again. So me, when I was working out earlier, I was just thinking, I was like, man, I've been, it was times where, I was making so much money, it was crazy. So I've been in a situation where I got a lot of flaws, and my flaws would be overlooked because I've been getting money, right? But me, I've never overlooked my own personal flaws, and they was always things that was hard for me to deal with. Because you don't understand when you pick these habits up, they eventually with compound interest, when you get to doing something every day and now your mental energy is going into this, that's going to become a problem after a while. You feel me? So it's easy to pick up flaws. How you think everybody that's rich end up on drugs? How you think everybody that's balling and in the industry starts gambling, starts, dealing with a multitude of different women, just doing everything, just excessively indulging in everything? That happens from having an excess of money. When you get an excess of money, you're going to start having an excess of vices. And that's where becoming disciplined stays important, because understanding this, the same thing that it took for you to get to where you at, once you throw all that discipline away, you can throw away everything that you've been working for, because you're not doing what it took for you to get yourself in the situation and position that you in life. And if you want to get into a great position in life, it takes that mental focus. You got to focus on whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you got to double down. That means you don't have no time for distractions, for drugs, for vices, for anything. And you can tell the difference from when you lock in for 6 months or 3 months or 9 months and then look up and see where you at, versus having a whole bunch of vices and things that's standing in your way for you to accomplish your goals. And this is something that I learned through personal experience in dealing with it now. I be like, okay, even though I might be making 3, 4, 5,000 a day sometimes, okay, that's cool, right? But based on me being out, being in clubs every night, now I'm drinking alcohol every night. You do that with compound interest, you look up like, damn, I'm really an alcoholic. You feel what I'm saying? And then now, you sleeping all day. You might not be going to the gym. You might not be doing what you necessarily supposed to be doing to handle your proper business, because you already getting a lot of money. So you're not doing the things that keep you disciplined. You feel me? So now you falling away from discipline. Now you eating crazy. Now you go out every night. That's a bad habit. You feel me? Now you dealing with this person, dealing with that person. Now you making money. Now you start gambling. Now you just go along the list and just develop more vices and more vices, and now you wrapped up in a vice. Versus if I was sitting back and I'm locked in, anytime I lock in for 6 months or I lock in for a year, I can do everything. I can expand my portfolio because I'm focused. That means, I could pay attention to real estate. I could pay attention to vlogging and streaming, to rapping, towards whatever I want to do, because I'm all the way locked in. So I'm the best version of myself, so I can do way more, than I can do when I'm partying 24/7, when I'm outside 24/7. Even though I'm still making money from being outside, but where are you trying to go? What level are you trying to get to? That's what I ask myself. You feel me? And I got a whole different set of goals and ambitions and things that I'm trying to do. So I've never been satisfied at one level. I'm always reaching for higher heights. So in order for me to reach the highest heights that I'm trying to reach, I got to let a whole bunch of things go. You feel me? For me to get to where I want to get to, And that's the same thing that I'm telling y'all. And it's the same thing that I'm telling myself. If you want to get to the highest level, and if you want to get to another level, it's a whole bunch of things you're going to have to let go. And only you know what they are. Because whatever's standing in front of you and stopping you, you know. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be the person to check yourself. Can't nobody else come and help you. The only person that can help you is God. You know what I'm saying? So that's between you and him. So you got to be the person to check yourself and get out your own way so you can get to your highest level. And we all got to do that if you the type of individual that want better. You know what I'm saying? If you the type of person that don't want nothing, then bye. You know what I mean? You shouldn't even be listening to this, no way. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you want financial freedom, you know, if you want to take care of your family, you want to be the best man or woman or person that you could possibly be in life, you know, you're gonna have to let a whole bunch go. And you're gonna have to let a whole bunch of people go. You feel me? Because if you're not surrounded with winners and you hanging around a bunch of losers, you know, hey, you are who you hang around. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna rub off on you. Please believe that. No ifs, ands, buts, and maybes. Even if these is your old friends and you just stop by from time to time, you might stop by and check in the old habits just because you're around these old people, man. Get yourself around people who doing better than you. That's the best thing that I could say that I ever did. And I got all types of different friendships. That's why anywhere that I go, you know, people be like, man, you got white homies, you got Asian homies, you know, you might see finesse with anybody. Ain't no telling what's going on, but they all got money and they all got my back. You feel me? Um, I like expanding. I like networking. I like meeting people that's doing better than me, so we can help each other. Not necessarily saying that I don't deal with individuals who not doing better than me, because I try to uplift every single person around me. You know what I'm saying? But when you're trying to climb your way to the top, you got to lock in and be focused. So you got to eliminate all distractions. And that's what I'm on right now. That's the journey that I'm on right now. I'm on a journey of eliminating all distractions so I could get to the highest level, you know, so I could be the best version of myself that I could possibly be. So, you know, it's a whole bunch of things that I'm cutting off. And here's another thing, man. You'll look up and be dealing with the same problems for 10 years and not even know it. You've been dealing with the same problems, going through the same phases, trying to beat the same vices for 10 years. And the whole time, this has been blocking your potential. So that's why I go back and I say, especially if you're trying to attain the highest heights and the highest levels of success, man, you better do it right now and stop procrastinating and get done what you got to get done, because all you're going to do is keep getting older and older and older and older. And it go by so fast, man. You know what I'm saying? So get on whatever you want to get on right now. You got to get on it like you want it, and you got to get on it to own it, man. And you got to stop getting distracted, because everything else is going to be there. You feel me? Everything else is gonna be there. I done had a lot of money for a long time. The party's gonna be there, the club's gonna be there, the bras gonna be there. Everything else is gonna be there. You know what I mean? So once you lock in and you get just zeroed in on what you really want to do, it's gonna be all good. You know, you're gonna have your time to indulge and enjoy. But you know, I'd advise, you know, hey man, stay locked in. Once you get locked in, stay locked in, because you don't want to jump in that rabbit hole. You know, I always been self-sufficient and been good at pulling myself out of rabbit hole, because I'm very disciplined, and you know, I could cut anything off in an instance. You know what I mean? But just because you could cut something off in an instance, that don't mean that you continue to go back and forth and do it. You know what I mean? Because them little 2-3 months that you was, you know, in the rabbit hole, that took, now you got to start all over. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to keep starting all over. You know what I mean? So, you know, whatever your vice is, if it's drugs, if it's alcohol, you know, if it's women, if it's tricking, if it's gambling, if it's PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? If it's talking to your mama too much on the phone, I don't know, whatever it is, you feel me? Hey, man, shake it. Whatever's stopping you from being great and is in your way, and like I said, you know what's stopping you. You gotta shake it. That's where you gotta start first. And you gotta start by implementing positive things. You gotta learn whatever trade, whatever information that you're trying to learn, even if you starting from the bottom with $0. It's a whole bunch of individuals that started from the bottom with $0. If you got discipline and you are motivated and dedicated towards whatever task that you're trying to do in your life, and you got the power of positive thinking and manifestation, and you got a will that says, I'm gonna make this happen, no ifs, ands, buts, and maybes, whatever I got to do, it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do, it's gonna work. If you work like that, if you work like that, if you think like that, if you move like that, if you focus like that, whatever you do in life gonna work, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay locked in, eliminate the vices, eliminate the habits, eliminate the people that is blocking you from your goals. You know, sometimes it'll be people that you love, man, they'll hold you back. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes for individuals who are in position of money, it'll be the people around you that'll just leech off of you because you got it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to cut them off so they can go ahead and grow. Why you always call me every time you need something? Why am I the first person you call? Did you ever think about trying to figure out something on your own before you called my phone to help you? You feel me? Sometimes you gotta cut them people off, man. Sometimes it be people real close to you, who where it's hard for you to cut them off, but it's not fair. It's not fair for somebody to work, to not have a job, to not have nothing going on, and every time they got a problem, they call you, and you the one working, you the one figuring things out, you the one making things happen, and they call you every time they got a problem. You being taken advantage of, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you having money, man, people will drain you and take advantage of you at every opportunity because you got a good heart. Not because you soft or letting anybody go for anything. It's because you got a good heart, so you don't mind helping nobody. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they better call help to help themselves. You feel me? That's my advice. You know, I done had to cut a lot of people off, man. I done helped and took care of so many people, so many family members. Every time they got a problem, call finesse. Man, it's dead, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's dead. You gotta cut them off, man. Anybody who don't, you gotta every time somebody keep doing calling you, asking you for something, you gotta ask yourself, would they do it for me? You feel me? You gotta ask yourself, is this person really actually an asset or a liability in my life? You know what I mean? Sometimes the people that's calling you, man, when's the last time they had a job? You feel me? When's the last time they even tried to get a job? You know what I mean? Or when's the last time they had a hustle? Or when's the last time they had anything going on? You know what I mean? How long has it been? You feel me? But every time they got a problem, they finna call you, man. Come on, man. Get up out of here, man. Don't nobody want to hear that, man. You know what I mean? Hey, but shout out, man. Shout out the boy Adrian Bronner, man. Shout out Ken Yeller, man. You know what I mean? I done seen Adrian Bronner all across the United States, out here in Phoenix, Arizona, in Miami, in Houston, in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere he was at, he was partying like a rock star. You know what I'm saying? We kicked it, took a couple shots. You know what I mean? Whatever. A couple different times. And a whole bunch of other things, you know, I ain't gonna get into it, but you know, it's much love to him. You know, on his journey, on his rise, I'm on the same thing, man. Let's make it to the top non-stop. You feel me? And you know, shout out to Yellow. Shout out to anybody going through a situation in life and trying to do better and trying to elevate and trying to grow. Don't stop trying, man. Don't give up, man. You know what I mean? Don't give up, no matter what. Don't give up. Just keep on keeping on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't let up, man. You gotta just keep going. Even if it's hard for you, the harder it is, but you fighting it, you in a fight with you in a fight with the devil. You know, it's a spiritual situation. When you trying to do better and you trying to grow and you might keep failing, you gotta keep on keeping on, man. You gotta get back up. You gotta get back in the fight. You can't quit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole bunch of individuals who running around and they're doing all the things that we're talking about, and they're submerged in all of these vices, and some of them don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They just wake up and get high and don't got no money and probably standing on a corner begging. You know what I mean? They don't care. You don't never want to be one of them people that don't care. You don't never want to get so low that you don't care. You always want to be the person that, nah, man, I'm going to figure it out. Nah, I can do better. Nah, I want to do better. I want to make my people proud. I want to make my mama proud, my pops proud, my homies proud. You know what I'm saying? I want to be on top. You know what I mean? I want to blow up. I want to make it happen under any situation or any circumstance. You know what I mean? You want to be one of them individuals, you know, against all odds, no matter what. So keep on keeping on. You know, that's my advice, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be on here plenty. You know, don't even trip. You know, I've been going through the situations I've been going through. Out here trapped in this AZ. You know, going to court. You know, but we gonna oversee. You know, we gonna overcome. You know, we're gonna get through the situation. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of been slowing me down because I ain't been able to move around like I'm able to move around because I got this monitor on. You feel me? But it's all good. You know, we gonna get through it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have some guests come to the crib. You know, I'm probably finna get a little building. You feel me? Another studio, all of that. I got some new music coming on the way. But you know, I'm gonna have some guests tap in. But some real people, some authentic people though, not none of these fake AIs. I like having conversations with individuals that can naturally be they self. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna freeze up on camera. That's just gonna pop it. You know what I mean? Because we want to learn something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to learn. Everybody want to grow. Everybody want to develop. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have some celebrities come through. I got a lot coming in soon, man. If y'all want some merch, I got merch available. All the links is on my Instagram. They're gonna be in the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start turning it up on that live and kick. I mean, on that kick and going live every day. So y'all stay tuned for that. I just been getting my situation situated. You feel me? But you know, it's all love, man. I hope somebody take this. I hope somebody take this advice that I'm trying to give, the advice that I'm giving to myself, and the advice that I'm giving to y'all. I hope some of y'all take that advice, man, and do something with it. I hope somebody learns something from it. I hope they take heed to the situation, get some money, you know what I'm saying? Get some more money, and get your money up and not your funny up. You feel me? And keep it going, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's win and let's win together, baby. I'm out. You dig?